asked earlier, do you know what goes on inside my head? Maybe it's not what you expect. Well, I'm not talking about me. I'm actually talking about A Secret Life, which is a new theatrical performance, which is all part of the Wandsworth Arts Fringe, and it's put on by the Baseless Fabric Theatre. Sounds rather mysterious, doesn't it? Well, we're delighted to have some special guests in the studio today. And we've got Joanna Turner, who's the artistic director of the aforementioned Baseless Fabric Theatre. We've got Tamara Mickner, who wrote A Secret Life. And we've got Frances Pinder, who developed an app, a theatre, Wandsworth Arts Fringe. What's it all about? Good morning, guys.
Morning.
Hiya.
Good morning.
Do you want to tell me a little about the Baseless Fabric Theatre? What a strange name.
Sure. Well, it's actually a name that comes from Shakespeare, and it's about kind of theatrical magic things, not necessarily kind of being real. So there are lots of good theatre companies named after bits of quotes of Shakespeare, so we thought we'd follow in good footsteps. And we're a company who are based in South London in Merton, and we create promenade theatre that aims to inspire people to see the world in a different way. So we'd like to take people on a small journey and inspire them to see the local area or the characters they meet or the information they're given in a new way.
So you've mentioned a journey. Is that a spiritual journey or an actual journey? Do we have to get out and about?
You have to get out and about. You have to walk around the local area, and part of the performance will be outside and part of the performance will take you inside into local businesses.
So for me, theatre is all about paying a fortune to go to the West End and sitting in a rather grand but dusty and faded theatre and watching performers in front of me. But this is street theatre, is it?
Yeah, this is promenades, is immersive. This is about maybe engaging with people who don't necessarily want to go and sit in a big grand theatre, and this is about kind of getting them involved in and taking them on a journey to being part of the story.
So does it happen at a set time, or you've got an app, so does that mean people can do the Secret Life whenever they want, or do you have to be part of a group?
No, it starts at 7:30 and a couple of matinee performances at 4:30. It's the week of the 10th to the 15th of May, and our audience will turn up at the Theatre 503 box office, and then they will be given further instruction. Anyone who's booked a ticket will be downloading the app in advance, and the performance will take place then on those performance times.
We'll be talking about the app a little later with Frances, but the Theatre 503, whereabouts is that if people want to?
It's at 503 Battersea Park Road, so it's about just down the road from here, about 10-15 minutes walk from Clapham Junction Station, and I think their website is theatre503.com, so people can find out more details there.
Okay, and how much are the tickets for the event?
They're £10.
£10, a bargain. Now we've also got Tamara, who wrote is it a play? Can I call it a play?
Yes, I think you can call it a play.
Performance event?
Yes.
Tell me a little about it, please.
Yes, well, Joe, I think, was inspired by the short story A Secret Life of Walter Mitty and doing some community outreach with elderly people in Merton, and kind of thinking about how can we give people more of a sense of the inner lives and inner experience of people who we might not think have had these kind of fascinating lives, because everyone has had fascinating stories and experiences. And she and I are both quite into stream of consciousness novels such as Ulysses and Mrs. Dalloway, and we thought, how can we bring that to theater as well and focus on elderly characters and comparing their experience of being a teenager with teenagers today and what's changed and what hasn't.
Absolutely fascinating. Where can we find out more? Have you got a website?
Sure, it's www.baselessfabric.co.uk, and we've got several blogs on the website about the various aspects we've been bringing together for this project. So the outreach we've been doing with community organisations in Merton and Wandsworth, as Tamara said, talking to elderly people and running workshops with teenagers today at school. We've got a blog about how the app has been developed, and other different bits and pieces about the project.
Excellent. Now, Julie, I think you want to come in on this.
I wondered how when you started it, how long you've known each other for. What's the sort of start of the Baseless Theatre Company?
So the company itself was set up about a year and a half ago, and we've recently become a charity. And then obviously we bring different creatives on board for different projects. So Tamara and I met kind of December, I think it was, when we started cutting the ideas together for creating this project and being part of the Wandsworth Fringe, and then brought Net Stronghold Limited on board as well. So kind of the project itself has been running, and so we've been developing since about December.
So the three of you that form the company, and do you sort of outsource or not outsource? That's a tech geeky word. But do you have others who sometimes participate?
Yeah, sure. So for each project, we bring in different creatives to work on each project. So this is I've got a writer, got an app developer, got the actors we bring on board, sound designer, sound engineer. So different kind of different creators for different projects depending on what each project needs.
So for this particular show, for Wandsworth Fringe, how many are there of you altogether, do you reckon, involved?
About 7, probably. We've got
7 to 8
plus
maybe.
Volunteers. There will be student volunteers.
Yeah, we've got some money from kind of supported by the Wakeham Trust. So if any of your listeners, anyone in the local area is interested in helping out on the project as a volunteer, we'd like to get people involved as sort of assisting our stage manager, assisting with the app being kind of getting involved in helping out on the production.
You keep mentioning the app, and I'm dying to learn about it. But let's have a bit of music first. I think you wanted a particular piece of music. What did you want?
We thought a song by The Who because one of the elderly women we interviewed met The Who. She started going to their concerts in Soho when they first emerged in the 60s at Whiskey A Go-Go on Wardour Street, which is no longer there.
So, especially for the little old lady who inspired your choice, we have The Who, and we'll be coming back to the Baseless Fabric Theatre in just a moment, and we'll be talking to Frances about the app that has been specially developed for this immersive theatre. It's all happening on Wandsworth Radio. The Who and Who Are You? And who was it for? Well, it was for one of the ladies who inspired the story in The Secret Life, which is a performance which is part of the Wandsworth Art Fringe, which is happening around the borough in the coming weeks. But we're delighted to be joined in the studio by Joanna Turner, who's already been talking about the Baseless Fabric Theatre's production of Secret Life, and we've been speaking to the writer of Secret Life, Tamara. We haven't yet spoken to Frances. Frances Pinder has developed an app to go with the theatre. This sounds very odd. I'm a traditionalist. I go to the theatre and get my little binoculars out of the seat in front. I don't get my smartphone out. Tell me all about the app, Frances.
Yes. The app it's basically when Baseless Fabric first came to me and said, hey, let's create an app for theatre. I was like, it's a bit the same way as you. It's like, okay, how is this going to work with theatre? But they had this great idea of being able to kind of listen to the thoughts of people as you're interacting with the actors and being immersed in a world where, the app can kind of form part of that experience. So we thought it was a brilliant idea. I started writing this app.
I too think it's a great idea, but I'm quite technologically savvy. I'm a bit of a geek. People come to me with their IT problems. So I'm happy with that. But what about people who are not so happy with IT? Do you need to download the app to enjoy A Secret Life?
Yes, you do. But basically, when you book your ticket, you'll get a really detailed email on instructions on how to install it and how to use it. And it's a very simple app. And then all you need to do then is just turn up at the theatre. And as long as the app's running on your phone and there'll be people there to help you out, just come along with make sure you bring some headphones with you that can connect into your phone. And it's an Android or Apple smartphone. But as long as you got that, then, everything should be fine.
So you just download it as any other app from the Play Store or from the
Apple App Store. Yeah, exactly.
And can people download it now?
Well, we're going to send an email out with the instructions, so it'll have all the details. But the apps are already up on there, ready to go.
Do you need to have a data signal to use it?
Yes, you will need to have a little bit of data as we're going around, because the app will kind of change and do things as you're walking around and basically access.
But it's not going to use up loads and loads of data?
No, not at all. It's really tiny amounts. So.
when you said you were going to send emails round, but how are you defining your sort of market, your audience? Who emails are going to be sent to whom?
So when you book your tickets with Theatre 503,
okay.
they'll get you
That's
give
very
your email
clear.
address there.
Yes.
So then we're just going to send emails out, and also you can email us if you have any problems or give us a
So
call.
you're going to do social media like Twitter or Facebook or something to kind of get even more people.
Yes, we're on Twitter.
Yeah, we're very active on Twitter. You might see on our Twitter page at the moment, we were you've got photos up from our rehearsals this week, from us in the recording studio, Crown Lane Studios in Morden. We're doing some audio recording yesterday. Please follow us on Twitter at Baseless Fabric.
We've been chatting on off air here about getting some tickets because Julia and I are probably going to go along to this wonderful promenade theatre. And we were going to leave it very late, but we've been told quite sternly that tickets are being snapped up as we speak. So, just a quick reminder, please, Joanna, what are we talking about? This is tickets at £10 each for what?
This is for A Secret Life, which is a new promenade digital theatre piece that is happening as part of the Wandsworth Fringe from the 10th to the 15th of May. It starts at the Theatre 503, which is a great new writing venue, and you download an app that we've created especially for the production in advance, and then you follow our characters through the local area, hearing their inner thoughts and the spoken dialogue between the characters.
And it's for young and old, is it?
Yeah, I mean, part of the aim of this project is because we've been interviewing lots of elderly people between the ages of 65 and I think 93 at the moment about their memories and experiences of being a teenager. We wanted to connect young people today with those experiences of real people that they might not ordinarily imagine, and young people who might not be that interested in going to see traditional theatre, but are used to using apps on their smartphones. So we wanted to try and get them into this kind of type of less traditional theatre and engage them with these memories of older people that they might not ordinarily come into contact with.
So this is a shout out to all the youngsters in the borough to get out, do some theatre, which you probably wouldn't do normally, use your smartphone, which you'll love, and take your granny along. So, if you take your granny along, how far is granny going to have to walk?
About 30 minutes at a very leisurely pace.
30
just
minutes.
a stroll.
I wondered actually where you're going to go in
It's
the
a little,
area.
it's a little journey around the area. It's a bit of a secret.
Oh, is that really a secret? Oh, well, I'll have to. And it's going to be. Are there going to be sort of thoughts about what famous people who have lived there? For instance, say William Wilberforce. I mean, to the one or two famous characters that you might have kind of.
It's less about the area and more about the real people that we've been
real
talking to.
We're still almost alive. No,
They
of course they are.
They are all alive, and that we've been talking to over the last few months, and either based in Merton or Wandsworth. And so some local places may be mentioned, like we had someone who went tobogganing on Wimbledon Common. We had someone who talked about going to Battersea Fun Fair in the 70s.
Oh, lovely.
So there are those little memories about the area, but more it's about real people's memories of their school experiences and romance and friendships and just kind of growing up and how life has changed as a young person today.
Absolutely wonderful. I think it's really a brilliant idea. I'm so glad I came in today.
Now, you're quite an active theatre group, I think. Have you got something coming up?
Yeah, we're working on another project at the moment, which is actually a promenade opera piece. I've worked freelance in opera as well, and I was keen to bring that experience to the company. We are developing a new opera with a composer called Greg Harradine, who's based in Surrey, and it's we were given Arts Council funding to research and develop the piece earlier this year, and we're aiming to do the full production this summer. And the idea is that it'll be an opera that pops up on people's local high street, maybe in two people having coffee in a coffee shop, and then you will follow one of the characters maybe as they go to a bus stop, and then maybe as they go shopping in the supermarket, and so people will be able to either just see it happen, see it pop up where they're having coffee or where they're shopping, and they can choose to follow the performance and see how the story develops if they want to. And we're aiming that that will be completely unticketed and will be free for anyone who wants to see it, and that it will be performed in 10 different locations across the borough of Merton. So maybe at Morden Station, maybe Rains Park Station, maybe somewhere near Mitcham Common, and that people who wouldn't necessarily go and see opera either because they don't think it's for them, or because of the high ticket prices, that it'll be completely free, and it's an opera very much about, again, local people's stories. It's very much based on the outreach that we've been doing with community organisations about local people's stories about friendship.
I'm very interested in the opera having presented Classical Wandsworth for practically a year and a half. So that's absolutely amazing. And I mean, how do you get your funds together? And you said that's going to be free. How do you manage?
So it's not easy with difficulty, but we put in our funding applications to various funding bodies. I'd say we're lucky to get some funding from the Arts Council for our research and development. So again, we'll be applying to them, and we've just been given some money from the Humphrey Taylor Richardson Charitable Trust. So we're very grateful to them.
How do you know about all these trusts? I mean, there's millions and millions, and they're in the great big heavy book. How do you sort of go through them? Do you sort of just have to kind of go through them?
Google.
Probably.
Yeah, and lists from other companies that have shared with us. We're just recently registered as a charity, so that opens up other funding options. But yeah, it's tough going, but we think it's a really important project to get people who won't necessarily have the opportunity to see opera to engage with this really interesting and unusual art form.
Yes, it's a wonderful way of getting them into sort of knowing more about opera and really loving it, and not thinking it's for elitist thing, which it's not. It shouldn't
Exactly.
be anyway.
And that's Drifting Dragons. Where can people find out information about Drifting Dragons?
Again, on our website, baselessfabric.co.uk, there's blogs there about the project, and also you can watch a short video that was from the sort of sharing that we did at the end of our research and development period that will give you an idea of what the project is all about.
That's excellent. And you wanted just to remind people about the call for volunteers?
Yes, so we've been given some money kindly by the Wakeham Trust to engage local people with this project, A Secret Life. And so we're looking for local volunteers of any ages, over the age of about 14 years old. So we'd really like some young people and elderly, any age really, to help us, help our stage manager with some of the practicalities and lots of logistics in terms of putting on a promenade performance, and also to help with getting the app to different people's phones. In case anyone at box office is struggling with that, we'll have people there to help, and just general kind of different tasks to help out in terms of the logistics of pulling a promenade performance together.
You need a group of volunteers who won't have to take an evening off or something. It's the 10th to the 15th of May, or can some volunteers just say, well, I can do 2 days but not the others?
Absolutely. So if people want to come in for one evening, that'd be great, or one matinee performance. If they want to come in for more than one, that'd be fine. And so if people want to email me, our details are again on our website.
Excellent. So, a quick recap. That is A Secret Life, which is Promenade Theatre. I'm learning so much today. I didn't even know that Baseless Fabric was all about Shakespeare. Hey, never mind. So, Secret Life coming up during the Wandsworth Fringe, which is happening on the 6th to the 22nd of May. Secret Life is happening what dates?
10th to the 15th of May.
10th, 15th. You need to buy tickets now. They're £10. You need a smartphone. So grab your granny, grab your headphones, and come out and watch Secret Life.
Just a quick question. Which Shakespeare play has got baseless?
It's from The Tempest.
The Tempest. Right.
Thanks so much, Joanna. Thank you so much, Tamara. Thank you so much, Francis, for coming into the studio and telling us about this wonderful event, not only to get out and do some theatre, but also to volunteer, put something back into the community, and join a fantastic, vibrant group. Thanks so much.
Brilliant.
Thank
Thanks a lot.
you.